It is always a celebration here in the city of New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Superdome. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the New Orleans Saints.
The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13.
From his end zone, here's Rashid Shaheed. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
At their own 14-yard line.
Let's go now.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground.
Let's go.
But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
He'll rumble for about 6 up across the 20 to the 22.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Third and 2.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. They go play action. It's Rosen.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
A big-time play there for New Orleans.
54 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. A give to Kamara running right. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
From the 22 now, here's the 2nd and 8.
Rosen will throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He lets it go deep for Olave.
And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game, watching them try to take away that area of the field.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard
Williams being motion left. And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And this will wind up a Lions 1st down as he gets this up past the 30.
That's a very nice game there, a confidence-building run. Love the execution up front, and the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Check, Bobcat, check, unlock Lion, ready?
First carry now for David Montgomery. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on 2nd down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Go, Lee, go.
Gibbs straight ahead. And this will wind up a Lions first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
Well, you know they had a 3rd down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
Ready? Set, go.
Throwing, Duggan. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. So after several rushes to start the game, Charles, they go to the air there and get a nice completion.
Nice mix-up on the play calling, right? Establish the running game, make the defense think you're going to do it again, and then hit them over the top. Now you've got them betwixt and between. They don't know which way you're going to come at them.
And here's a quick throw out to Mims.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 33 yards that time.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Gibbs will take this one in. It's a Lions touchdown. So that a great sequence for these guys to begin the ball game. They force the punt on one end, then come right down the field and score on the other.
And that's a great example of leaning on each other and building a little momentum that way. How about the defense forcing the punt, turns it over to the offense with confidence, and they take it downfield and score.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they coming off, not for the first time this year, mind you, a tie last week. Charles, their 2nd of the year.
Yeah, it's definitely been a strange season for them because, let's face it, one tie, that's pretty rare, and you might get 1 or 2 in a season in the NFL. But 2 in a year is something that just doesn't happen because since overtime was introduced in 1974, let's looked it up again, no team has had 2 in a year. Unusual circumstances for this team.
And here's the former Lion, a fan favorite. It's Jamal Williams.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Now, that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Let's go now.
2nd down and 6 now.
Hurry, hurry.
And now it's Rosen looking. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down. Well, starting drive number 2 off on the right foot. Completion for the first down. Drive 1 is they had to be pretty frustrating because they moved the football. They just didn't get any points out of it.
But warm-up QB, too. Let's bring in the backup. I mean, my goodness, you take them downfield and you don't score points. You know I'm being totally facetious here, right? I'm just kidding. Nice first drive. Rarely do teams score on every single drive in a game, but they like what they did there. They just hope they can pay it off this time with some points.
Now a 2nd and 10. Toss wide side. This is Kamara. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
I know the toss play begins
with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Now on third down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on fourth down.
Well, pretty woeful there. Just 23 yards on the punt. And the Lions will take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they'll be looking to make this a two-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked up by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
How about this? Racing to the end zone.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets them on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick six.
And I know from experience throughout the week, when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick sixes and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Throwing on second and long.
Duggan. That is caught.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing that danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
7-7, our score after one. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Off the play fake. Here's Rosen.
He completes it to Olave.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
John Kaminsky.
Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
First and goal looked like things were set up nicely, and now all of a sudden on second and goal, Charles, a big challenge ahead of them.
And you have to know when you're this close to the goal line, things are going to happen faster, so you've got to get the ball out quick. Not going to have much time in the pocket before the defenders bring pressure.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
On third down, here's Kamara. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's fourth down. The kick by Lutz is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. To the outside, that's complete to Williams. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
Another good throw there in what has been a strong rookie season to this point, Charles, as he now has surpassed the 3,000-yard mark with that last completion.
And just think, he's been forced to learn on the job here in his first year. Normally, veterans talk about, hey, I've got the answers to the test before the game even begins. But this guy's taking the test with every throw, with every game. And so far, he's passing with flying colors.
Duggan. Throw left side, taken in by Mims.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball. But the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
It certainly looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
St. Brown making the catch on the out route.
And in for the Lions touchdown.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Lions have retaken the lead.
So a nice touchdown pass for the rookie there. And, you know, as they go down the stretch, look, they're not a playoff team. This is just confidence building and growth time for him, right?
Yeah, it's a game within the game, isn't it? Because every team wants to win all games on their schedule. But the development of this rookie quarterback is paramount for this team. So you're exactly right. Every rep, doesn't matter what the game, what the situation, what the score, valuable for him, valuable for his team as they look towards next year.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
On second down, Kamara.
And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
On third down, Rosen. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. And off to Gibbs, headed right here.
A pretty decent gain on the tough run before he's brought down at the 25. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Here we go.
From the 25, here's 2nd down and 3.
In motion left comes Williams.
And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
He's got this one completed to Mims.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 9 yards that time.
That time the conversion comes courtesy of the RPO.
And know what it did? It moved the sticks. Nice pickup on 3rd down. Even better decision.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback. That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown.
David Montgomery, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And that makes it a 21-10 game.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Let's go now.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Well, this hasn't really been a first half to remember on either side of the ball, but I think this kind of makes this an important drive. You'd love to get this back to a one-score game if you can, and that's good work there to get some yardage here and pick up the first down.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. On first down, it's Rosen. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
A 10th carry for Kamara. Ooh, with a juke. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40.
83 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on first down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. It's Brian Branch with it. Down to the 10.
And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown.
Well, turnabout is fair play, I guess. They had a pick 6 against them earlier, and now this defense, Charles, they get a pick 6 of their own.
And for a moment, let's just set aside how it impacts the scoreboard, because how about the response? One defense gets the pick 6, the other comes back and matches it. These are two defenses that are planning on winning the game for their teams themselves.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And the lead is up to 18 now.
Riley Patterson, the kickoff for the Lions.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
Here now a 3rd down and 8.
Now Rosen looking to throw. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
He'll get 15 and a Saints first down.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that.
And that's caught inside the 35. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Rosen's throw complete there to Smith. And they are going to have a first down, and they're in field goal range as well as they're down inside the 20.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Again, it's Rosen. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if he wants to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Second down, and they go back to Gibbs. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
I think we call that season's greetings right there. He came up, pow! Knocked him for a loss.
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
79 Broncos. Ready?
Duggan looking to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. Still on his feet. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. The third quarter has not been kind to them. After they built that lead at intermission, they've seen that lead shrink.
And how much of that is simply execution? How much of that is maybe you lose your edge a little bit because you've got a lead? And you do have to credit the other team some because they've made some adjustments to start to slow them down. Can they find those counters now? Those extra plays or plays they haven't run that'll be effective and get them back moving again.
They'll be looking for something here, anything to seize that momentum back. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Here's Duggan to throw. He's airing it out for Williams. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Saints are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. After the interception, here's Rosen. Olave over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. 104 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Let's go now.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara, 28 yards. And the Saints take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. They'll turn to Kamara. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. Here's Raymond bringing it out. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he gets this all the way down to the 20. What a return. Almost broke it for 6.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
Counter play. Here's Gibbs. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
To throw is Duggan. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. Well, when you time those screen passes perfectly, they can work perfectly, but that time it took a little too long to develop.
And you zeroed in on exactly what makes that play go. Timing. Because if the timing's off at all, those unblocked defenders coming at the quarterback, they'll put him on the deck.
It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Call it a loss of 2 there on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Patterson's kick is good. So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a first down.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he'll be out right at the 35. 17 there and a New Orleans first down. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
Off to Thomas on the left side. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Here we go, set.
Kamara up the middle. And bulldozing his way through. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
162 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
They run it again with Kamara. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This from 54 yards away. And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright, and that will keep the lead at 8. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continue.
Fights through, and now a crease. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Duggan will look to throw this. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
Let's go.
The offense on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7.
Duggan now to throw. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
So that's, CD, an important one here in the fourth quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a two-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a two-score game, and they were able to get it done.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a two-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly.
I like the call. It looked like the right time to dial up a running back screen. But this one got disrupted right from the start and ends up falling incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Rosen. Airing it out deep for Smith. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Down to the 10. Touchdown, New Orleans. Traquan Smith, 81 yards. And the Saints have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
All right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come.
Buffalo 18. Ready?
Rosen, he's going to look to throw for it.
And this is caught. They got it. And that could be an important 2 points. It gets them back within a field goal. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And he returns this to the 22. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Things sure were looking good for them at the half. Heck, off the air, you and I were just saying they might run away with this thing and cruise to a victory. Not anymore.
Yeah, the cruise control has to be off at this point. Now you've got to mash the gas yourself. Again, who's going to step up and make a big play for you? Who's going to take care of business now that you're being pressed? It is definitely go time for them at this moment.
All of a sudden clinging to a slim lead and hoping to hold on to that lead. 2nd and 10. Throwing, Duggan. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Rookie quarterback, rookie running back. They team up there to pick up the first.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. On 2nd and 10. Duggan.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
Kamara try the right side. He's got it to the 43 here.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
They'll come up 2nd and 7. And now it's Rosen looking.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9.
Here we go.
Well, a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17.
19 light.
Here's Rosen. And that will be incomplete. A fourth and very long coming up. You're out of field goal range. I don't know that you can go for this.
Well, I know that you want to, right? You know that they want to say, hey, let's go for this. We've got the perfect play drawn up. Let's do it. But I wouldn't go for it either. I agree with you totally. You're only down one score. Punt it. Let your defense pick you up.
It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's right. First target, first catch, and a first down. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for second down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. From the 36, Duggan. A short pass here taken in by Laporta. He's across midfield and down right around the 37. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Hand off now to Gibbs. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
To throw on second down. Dugan under pressure, and down he goes. Isaiah Foskey in there to record the second sack of his young NFL career.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards, and that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. That's caught right side by Mims. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. Riley Patterson on. A lot of pressure on this kick. This to swell the lead to 6. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Throwing now is Rosen. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
He's got Johnson, and he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. It's complete. Kamara.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Here's 2nd down and 3.
19 tight. 19 tight. Check go.
Here's Rosen. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. It's Brian Branch with it.
And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
Didn't get to the sticks, but that's an ideal carry there on first down, isn't it?
I mean, now you're 2nd and 1. Although, you know, in the NFL, even if he picked up the first down, I don't think it's a big difference because the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, not like college.
Right. If it's college football, you want to 2nd and 1 is probably better than picking up the first down because in college football, the clock stops with every first down. It actually aids the defense in that situation.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
They'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage.
And he is going to lose yardage here. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and it's going to be their defense that gets the ink in the headlines tomorrow, and for good reason. They forced 5 turnovers in this game.
And while we were watching this game unfold, I kept thinking about when we did our training camp tour and something that you noticed along the way. Just about every camp we visited, when the defense got together, everyone was doing ball drills. Defensive linemen, linebackers, secondary, because they understood how vital it was to take the football away. And they wanted every opportunity. When the ball was knocked free, they want all those guys to be familiar with touching the ball so they could pick up the fumble or get the interception. And we saw it pay off in this one here.
Yeah, 5 times. They'll remember this one. So for the Lions, their very slim playoff hopes get a boost as they move to 5-7. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to the Windy City to take on the Bears. Meanwhile, for the Saints, it'll be loss number 6 on the season for them. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at